Welcome everyone to episode 4, part 2 of From My Porch. And we're reading another Bible story today from the Story for Children, a storybook Bible. And Lori has chosen one of her very, very favorite stories from the Old Testament.
The Faith of a Foreign Woman. This comes from Ruth, chapter 1 through 16. But Ruth replied, "Don't try to make me leave you and go back. Where you go, I'll go. Where you stay, I'll stay. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God." Over time, a great famine came to the land of Israel. Naomi, her husband, and their 2 sons moved to the land of Moab. There the boys grew up and married 2 women from the foreign land. Everyone was happy, but years passed and Naomi's husband and sons died. Now the women were alone. Naomi told her sons' wives that she was going to return to Bethlehem. Sadness turned to joy. Ruth ran to the road after Naomi. "Wait," Ruth called. "Wait for me." Naomi stopped and turned to see her daughter-in-law racing to catch up with her. The older woman put down her belongings and shook her head. "No, Ruth, you must stay here. Moab is your home. Your parents live here. It would be best for you to be with them." "But I will be sad if you leave without me. Wherever you go, I will go too." There on the road, Ruth made her choice. She and Naomi had been through so much together. It was only time for them to start a new life. "You are truly a daughter to me," said Naomi. "We will go together." When the 2 women arrived in Bethlehem, all the townspeople welcomed them. They remembered Naomi. They were happy to have her back in their neighborhood. When they learned about Ruth's kindness to Naomi, the people were pleased to be her friend too. Ruth and Naomi made a home in Bethlehem. Even though they were very poor, they thanked God for providing for them. Each day, Ruth tried to find food for herself and Naomi. Her mother-in-law suggested that she go into the fields owned by a rich man named Boaz. "He's my relative, so he'll take care of us." Every day, Ruth went to the fields of Boaz. As the harvesters finished cutting the stalks of grain, Ruth followed them to gather what was left behind. One day, Boaz noticed Ruth. Boaz was a generous man. He told his workers to let Ruth gather as much grain as she had wanted. He shared his lunch with her and sent her home with extra food for Naomi. Soon Boaz and Ruth fell in love. Naomi was grateful to God that Ruth had found a good man to marry. After a while, Ruth and Boaz had a baby named Obed. Ruth and Naomi's sadness had then turned to joy.
I encourage you to read the book of Ruth. It's a very short book in the Old Testament. And God's message with this story is, "I have chosen you for a journey. Trust in my plan. You will have a son whose son will father the great King David. This line of kings will rule Israel for hundreds of years. From them, the King of Kings will come and rule forever." A little fun fact is, not only my husband Jerry and other family members songwriters, but Lori's also a songwriter herself. She has not recorded any of her masterpieces yet. One of my favorite songs she's written is called Ruth, and it's about Ruth, this Ruth from the Old Testament. And maybe we'll have Lori play it on From My Porch in one of the upcoming episodes. And also, we've been brainstorming for new ideas with From My Porch, and please share with us if you have ideas of things you'd like us to read, whether it be children's literature or maybe a chapter book. or more Bible stories, or sharing music, let us know what you'd like us to do. More poetry too. And thanks for tuning in. God bless you.